tonight's topic. D.A.R.P.A. What do we really know? Have you heard of D.A.R.P.A, anyone?
No.
D.A.R.P.A. D.A.R.P.A. Any thoughts, Ravioli?
Yeah, I have come across that.
Oh, Ravioli says, yeah, he knows. What's that then? What do you know?
D.A.R.P.A. Well, it was something to do with no, I was thinking of something to do with weather control. No, it's not that. It's
well, isn't that interesting? Who knows what it is? It could be that.
I've heard people link that, but I don't know why. But yeah.
But that's basically the first thing that comes to mind when you think of that. Is that right?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, something like that. Lieutenant, I don't actually know.
Don't be afraid to say so.
I don't know. I'll go about far, Lieutenant. I'll go as far as say I don't actually really know much about D.A.R.P.A.
This evening we are explorers, exploring whatever information comes before us until 10 p.m, utilizing our critical thinking skills, improving our critical thinking skills. And so there is no such thing as a stupid question or anything of the kind. We don't entertain any of that kind of mentality here. We simply look at any information and talk about it as we think. We express our thoughts. So go ahead and say whatever it is that comes to mind when you think of D.A.R.P.A. While I try and find...
Can you spell it again?
Yes, it is Delta Alpha Romeo Papa Alpha.
What was after R? Sorry.
Papa.
P?
Yes.
P.
Alpha A. So D.A.R.P.A. That was the phonetic alphabet that I spelled it.
D.A.R.P.A. D.A.R.P.A. is a portal, says on the internet. Research and Development Agency.
Now, before we go looking on the internet, what are your thoughts on it? Have you heard of it at all?
Never at all. No.
Okay,
yeah, I'm starting to think I might have been right then, Lieutenant, right? The weather thing then, yeah? That there is a connection.
Yeah, you may be right. It'd be interesting for us to explore further.
Yeah.
Sorry?
So I'm thinking the D.A.R.P.A. then the meaning. What was it again? What defense research? Sorry.
Well, I don't know. What was that you brought up there, Nagar?
It says it's a defense. Sorry. It stands for the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, a premier research and development agency within the U.S. Department of Defense, created in 1958. Its mission is to prevent and create a strategic technological surprise by developing cutting-edge technologies for national security, such as the internet, GPS, and mRNA vaccines. That's what it says.
Okay, so where I'm guessing with the weather, I must have looked up before. They control weather then. American government can cause rain or can cause flooding or so it's like government weaponry or government testing or something.
Okay, so we've explored what little is in our minds about it, because that's about as far as my mind goes. Is it a weapon? Is it I don't know, it's some kind of extraordinary technology that, I'm only assuming that that's what it is, because I don't really know. And I've heard rumors on the internet that it could be this, that, and the other, and I don't really want to go into the rumors. So why don't we explore it as explorers? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Why not? Yeah.
Okay. So that you were reading from there, Nagar, was that just like what came up at the top of Google in a
Yeah.
quick search? Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Right. Well, I've got an article here, and this is what inspired me tonight. And it is an article dated the 25th of February. Now, I'm going to screen share this and read through it. It's just a news article, and this made me think, what a great topic. D.A.R.P.A. What do we really know? Right? If we know anything at all about it. So, let's read this article and see which direction this takes us in. Where is it? There it is. Let's bring it on screen. There we have it. So, D.A.R.P.A. taps RTX to advance kilometer range X-ray vision. When I read that, I was like, X-ray vision, isn't that where you can see through things? And now they're on about being able to do that from a kilometer away.
Wow. What? Yeah. The radiation power in that. Yeah.
The mind boggles to me. I mean, now you're seeing radiation. I'm thinking this is a bit dodgy, isn't it?
Wow.
So, anyway, this article dated 9 a.m. yesterday, 25th of February, 2026. This is supposed to be a 3-minute read, but you know that I'm a bit slower than that. So let's get going. RTX BBN technologies to develop long-range X-ray imaging algorithms to enable the identification of hard-to-access objects. Hard-to-access objects. In Cambridge, Massachusetts, February 25th, 2026, PR Newswire says RTXs, that's New York Stock Exchange RTX, BBN Technologies has been awarded a contract by the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, in brackets, D.A.R.P.A. So that's an acronym, and it means Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when I see the word defense, I'm thinking weapons.
Yeah.
But who knows? I mean, what kind of weapons? When we're talking X-rays and stuff like this sounds like not your average frontline in the army kind of weapons. So under its, what's that? Sorry.
Yeah, I was thinking like you're absolutely not like a tank or a bomber plane or something. No.
Yeah, not your regular ammo and defense equipment. So has been awarded a contract by D.A.R.P.A. under its X-ray Extreme Range Non-Imaging Analysis, also known as XENA, XENA program, aiming to enhance service members' situational awareness in the field. The effort will produce a new class of X-ray tools that reconstruct the hidden geometry of man-made objects from distances approaching a kilometre, giving commanders decisive insights when closer access is unsafe, impractical, or denied. Under the XENA program, BBM will create a system that uses advanced mathematical modeling and image analysis to enhance the visibility of objects, even with incomplete or messy data, without needing large amounts of training examples. The team will run simulations, build the software, and test it to show how well the system can uncover important details about objects. Long-range X-ray imaging requires a fundamentally different approach, said Joshua Fashing, BBN principal investigator on the effort. We are developing algorithms that turn a small number of grainy snapshots into enough detail for decision makers to act, whether the mission is assessing potential threats or supporting emergency response operations. Portable X-ray scanners require close range for clear images, as long-range use is hindered by weak signals, motion blur, and limited viewpoints, rendering traditional methods ineffective. BBN's approach will combine a handful of low-quality views using shared patterns to reveal interior detail with far fewer photons, whatever they are. As a result, service members will have access to actionable information about concealed threats, potential weapons, or structural vulnerabilities from ranges previously beyond reach. The BBN-led team includes the Georgia Institute of Technology. Work on the program will be completed in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and Atlanta, Georgia. So these are US locations.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This research was in part funded by the US government. The views and conclusions contained in this document are those of the authors and should be interpreted as representing official policies, either expressed or implied, of the US government. About RTX BBN Technologies. Founded in 1948, so that's after World War II, right at the end, really, isn't it?
After the end.
Yeah, I mean, after the defeat or capture of Hitler.
I think the Korean War was about to start, wasn't it, around then?
I'm not sure, but 1948, I mean, they hadn't even started. Had they even started the Nuremberg trials at that time?
I think they have. 48.
Only just started it.
Yeah, I think it was 48 they had the...
Yeah, because it took them a number of years to collate all of the evidence and everything for that to begin, didn't it? So, and then to appoint the right officials and whatnot. So,
Truman was the president, right? Harry Truman, I think, then.
I'm not sure, but that anyway, that's enough to give us an idea of the feelings and the kind of vibe, if you like, the commotions of what was going on in 1948. So, founded in 1948, RTX BBN Technologies provides advanced technology research and development with a focus on national security priorities. From the ARPANET, that's ARPANET, to the first email through the first metro network protected by quantum cryptography, BBN consistently transitions advanced research to produce innovative solutions for its customers. BBN takes risks and challenges conventions to create solutions in analytics and machine intelligence, networks and sensors, intelligent software and systems, and physical sciences. About RTX, with more than 180,000 global employees, we push the limits of technology and science to redefine how we connect and protect our world. With industry-leading capabilities, we advance aviation, engineer integrated defense systems for operational success, and develop next-generation technology solutions and manufacturing to help global customers address their most critical challenges. The company, with 2025 sales of more than $88 billion, is headquartered in Arlington, Virginia. So that's not far. Is that just next to, so there's a cemetery in Arlington, Virginia, isn't there? And that's not far from Washington, D.C., is it?
It's sort of, I think, Washington would be, east of, it's not far from it. It's
like the next state sort of thing,
I think something like that, probably north, like North Carolina would be Virginia, Kentucky would be...
That's enough. It's close enough. Yeah.
Lieutenant, one thing could I add? You know this company here.
I just want to finish this off.
Okay,
and
go on,
then we go for that. And this, for questions or to schedule an interview, please contact corporate PR@rtx.com. Source RTX. So, do you own these 3 trusted stocks that are secretly ticking time bombs? Blah blah blah. That looks like an advert, and that's the article done. Right, so, yes, shoot.
No, just the thing with RTX, I didn't realise this, they, World War II again, they actually made radar systems.
Ah,
So the Allied Spitfires and American, Memphis Belle, the bombers,
so
B-20.
were RTX allies or the enemy, the Axis?
Well, no, they were allies. Yeah, they were with America and England and Britain in World War II.
Okay, right. So that's give us an idea of one part of what D.A.R.P.A is involved in, right?
Hmm.
X-ray vision stuff, technologies for defense. Is it defense? I mean, it sounds as though it could be used in offenses as well. If you're aiming for something, I don't know, you're about to launch an attack or something, you want to know what you're about to attack. How are you using the correct weapons, right? So you want to know exactly what that object that you're potentially about to bomb consists of. And so if you don't have any intel on it at all, then this equipment that would be able to see through it and therefore show you what it consists of, well, that would be very useful in an offensive situation.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm thinking. I'm looking at it. Like they make drones as well. So I mean, you can use them, like you said, in defensive capacity or offensive.
You could use possibly. I mean, I don't want to put ideas into anyone's minds, but I dare say they will have already thought of this. That if they can develop such a tool, an X-ray vision that can see through things from a kilometer away at the very least, it would be useful if they could put that equipment into a drone.
Yeah.
So then they're not just looking straight across the land. They can get a drone a kilometer up, looking down and seeing through an object.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
To be able to understand, to be able to know precisely what that object is. Because what if they're about to launch a bomb at a nuclear warhead? That's not good, is it?
No.
So they're going to need to know what that object that they're about to launch an attack on is. And if it's protected around the edges, but it's not protected over the bulb, like above a bit, then putting a drone up there that's got this X-ray vision technology in it can see down and into it. That's going to be very useful, isn't it? Because you don't want to like throw a bomb at a nuclear warhead or something. Everyone uses when you do that, don't they?
It's a kind of information. It allows, so even could be used for peaceful services, if you like, in a case of a shipwreck or a aeroplane falling down, going to the sea, like we had the was it an Indonesian or Malaysian aeroplane who disappeared? So it could be used for peaceful purposes as well. I know it's supposed to be a defense. It's just basically with very little information, as far as I can understand it. It produces a kind of puts the information, the grainy information together and creates a picture.
Yes. And
things
from that
you cannot see. Yeah.
And from that picture, trained eyes will be able to determine what the substance in that object is, what the chemical makeup of it and all the rest of it. And of course, with the knowledge of what the compositions of certain ingredients amounts to, they're going to know whether, let's say, for example, whether it's gunpowder or whether it's nuclear or whether it's gas, whether it's water, whether it's petrol and all the rest of it, right? Because our intelligence and defense services have that information anyway, don't they?
Can you actually distinguish things like that with an X-ray? a solid, different
well,
kinds of solid? I don't know that you can.
I don't know. I mean, we only know about the basics of X-rays in hospitals, don't we? And they can determine like what is a bone and what isn't with a trained
That's
eye
right.
on it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yes.
that, you know, in a bone is a lot of calcium and other ingredients, right?
Yes. Yes.
So from an X-ray vision, they will know what certain substances look like under an X-ray, and
Yeah.
they'll know what those certain objects consist of, right? They'll know the ingredients. And so with the different types of images, they'll be able to see, oh, right, it's identical to that substance there. For example, hypothetically, petrol, right?
Look, I can't see. I don't know. I mean, I have to study
This
it
is a
better, but
this is a hypothetical,
okay.
Nicole.
Okay. But I thought
Yeah.
X-rays, if it's mentioning X-ray, liquids are liquids to X-ray. It just passes through it and it just ignores it. The things which stop the X-ray is solid.
If it's water,
Yeah.
possibly, yes. But water it has a different composition to other liquids,
Mm-hmm. Mm.
right? And as Lord Justice in the chat has said, he says, yes, you can by the density.
Oh, all right.
See the differences in the different types of substances.
The
I dare say,
density of not. I don't know that somebody's written it in the chat. Have they?
yes, and Lord
Okay.
Justice also says that is how Border Force use X-ray to detect presence of drugs hidden deep in a vehicle.
Yeah, but then they are solid. That's why you can detect them. I mean, if somebody is got a bullet in their body, it's a solid object, so it's a metal. It shows up on the X-ray. That's how they get the bullets out.
Yeah, but that'll be down to the ingredients in that solid object. I wasn't just talking about liquids, I was just giving hypotheticals, right?
Right, right.
So if they're using an X-ray to see through things, they will be able to recognize the differences in appearance of the different types of items. For example, hypothetically, the difference between petrol, oil, whatever it is that makes a nuclear warhead, whatever it is that makes any other item that it may be, right? They'll be able to see the differences in them, and then they'll be able to identify what that item that they're looking at is identical to that they already have on the records, and then they'll be able to see the composition because they'll know what ingredients and the amounts of those ingredients are required to compile that object that they're seeing on the X-ray. So it'll give them a good idea of what that object consists of.
I'll have to look up more about X-ray and what it can do. I mean, at the moment, all what
Yes,
I
but
know is
yes, I know that, but we're just talking
Mm.
about hypotheticals. This is what it could
Okay.
potentially. This is what it could potentially lead to, right?
Okay.
I mean, like Lord Justice said, and it is common knowledge that they use X-rays in airports when you put your luggage through, right?
Yes, yes. Well, they actually showed me when they x-rayed my suitcase, they actually showed me the picture, which is on their screen, because they said,
Yeah.
what is there? We can't find it in your suitcase, but what is there? And then I had to show them what they couldn't find. And basically, yes, it comes up with different colors. So sometimes if you got a battery in an object, it comes up with a different color.
Yeah,
Tells you.
now bearing in mind, at an airport, the technology that they use is far less advanced to what the likes of D.A.R.P.A will be using.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
So what you saw in the airport is
Mhm.
very what you might call primitive compared to what D.A.R.P.A might be using, certainly in defense systems
Okay.
and potentially offensive systems. Yeah.
Mhm.
Tina in the chat says, I see this working at the atom level, like the collider thing. Good for hidden artifacts or archaeology too, probably.
Mm.
Okay,
Mm.
so that's
Well,
interesting that, yeah, it could lead to more discoveries in what's under the earth as well, like what's under surface level.
well,
If
they
it can
do.
go a kilometer, if it can go a kilometer in distance, then if that
Yeah.
was held to the ground, it could possibly show us what's going through a kilometer in depth of the earth if it goes that deep.
I don't know, because they use something called resonance imaging or something for archaeological.
Yeah, thus far, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about this technology, the X-ray vision might end up, if they develop it, it might be able to show us something there, mightn't it?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, why not? Yeah,
Where it's all is speculation, basically. Yes, we don't
Well,
really
yes,
know.
that's what we're saying. This is all a hypothetical discussion. We know that,
Yeah.
Nabal. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
There's one thing I saw. It's kind of relevant, but it kind of isn't. But it's to do with RTX again. They were in trouble. They were selling weapons to Israel, and then the other thing is the Patriot systems that Ukraine needs. They provide that as well. So those, well, they call them defense weapons, the Patriots that can shoot out drones.
The what?
rockets.
The P.
You know, the
what?
Patriot. The Americans have those Patriot missile defense systems. Do you remember
Okay.
Zelensky wanted them to stop drones and missiles? They can shoot them out the sky, basically. RTX makes them as well. So I don't know, it's just some background there. Yeah, they're a pretty big company, I think.
Okay, that's interesting as well.
Yeah.
Right, so we've had a look at this article about the X-ray vision.
Smooth moderator.